Hello, welcome back to another live stream. My name is Christian Golick. I'm a video content producer, and in today's stream, I'm going to be talking about and breaking down lighting, particularly lighting for those that wear glasses and tend to get some glare on those glasses. It's a very frustrating thing to deal with if you wear glasses like myself and you're on a Zoom call, or maybe you're making YouTube videos or just social media videos in general, and you get your camera set up and you find a nice window to be in front of, or you have a light that you set up and the light looks good on you, but you just get this glare in your glasses that is so distracting and frustrating, and you just don't know how to get rid of it. The lighting that I'm using right now looks pretty good, I'd say, without glasses on. I'm very well lit. I kind of pop from the background. It looks like a very clean frame. But right now the lens is a blurry orb. Something that, I can't see it. Much better, but now we got this stupid, annoying, line across my glasses that, is reflecting the light. So really the question is, how do we get around this? And there are some options to avoid glasses glare. Not get rid of, but avoid. Because ultimately, it's nearly impossible to completely 100% get rid of the glare. Really, all we can do is finagle the light, position it strategically so that we can reduce the glare. And 99% of the time when we're looking at camera, there won't be a glare, but occasionally it might pop up as we're moving around. I know I am a little animated on camera, so I move my head, and depending on where your light is positioned, it can catch the glare. Now, the reason I want to talk about this on the live stream and do a little demonstration is because, one, it's something that we all struggle with, all us glasses wearers, peoples. We all struggle with this. But I actually made a YouTube video not too long ago. You can actually check it out on my channel after this stream, because this stream is going to be much better. I made a YouTube video about getting rid of glasses glare. And it didn't work. Oh, I mean, at the end of the day, everything I talked about was valid, but it just did not give the result that I was hoping for. Like, at the end of the day, at the end of the video, you could still see glare in my glasses, and I wasn't happy with it. And I did the best I could, but it wasn't like a very good tutorial. And that's kind of what I meant by, you can't avoid glasses glare completely. You can only lessen it. You can only mitigate it as much as possible. And when I shot the YouTube video, I did avoid it as much as possible, but there was still a lot. And I just thought, that's really bad. I don't like this. So I wanted to do this stream to show you what it's like to get rid of it as close as possible, to get rid of 99% of it, to try different techniques. And I am doing that in my studio without any lights on. So I can turn off all of my lights, and we're in pretty much pitch dark. Not completely, because one of the windows isn't fully blacked out. But for the demonstration here, there's no glasses glare. There's nothing bright in front of me. There's nothing that is going to reflect off of my glasses, except for maybe my little switcher here, but that's pretty insignificant, I would think. So we're starting from darkness, as close to darkness as possible, and we are going to play around with some lighting, positioning, and techniques that you can use to avoid glasses glare as much as possible. So I'm going to turn on some lights again, and we'll just briefly break down my setup here. So I have my background light, which is a light that is on a tiny little floor stand pointed at the wall, at my blue wall. And that just gives the wall some life, because without it, yes, it's a blue wall, but it looks very blah. You could actually see some shadows from my light stands. So it just doesn't look good. So adding that pop of light just brings out the background, hides the shadows, and makes the video look that much better. Then I have my hair light. Maybe I don't have my hair light. I guess the battery died on me, even though it's a fresh battery. Well, this is a perfect time to show you the wide shot here. This is the hair light right here that is not turning on. And I'm gonna have to oh, I see what happened. Okay. So we didn't run out of battery. There we go. All right. It was just dimmed all the way to 0 accidentally. So this is the hair light, which off, I have dark hair, so it kind of just falls into darkness. But with it on, it gives a shimmer. It gives a nice shine and really helps define my figure, my presence on camera. It helps shape that and just add some definition. And then my key light, which that's a little blinding. My key light, my main light that is on me, lighting me up, and this looks great. This does not look so great because I have these two green rectangles in my eyes, and that just looks distracting. So we're going to be talking about how to position this light so that we can still get really nice looking light, but not so much this deal. So let's kind of break down why this is happening right now. I'm looking at my camera, my main camera, face on, at eye level, and my light is not too far from that eye level. It's maybe 10-15 degrees up, and that is putting nice light on me, but it's reflecting in the glasses because there's not a whole lot of difference between where I'm looking and where the light is. So what we want to do is essentially further the distance, get this light further away from my eye line with the camera, and that will reduce the amount of glare that comes on my glasses. So let's do that now. So what I want to do here is actually flip this light turn it 90 degrees so it's facing up. And do one of those deals. Let's see how this looks. I'm looking at my screen right below the camera, and it looks, it's not bad. I think this is better for sure. The light on me is decent, but I still see some glare. Like, I'm looking at my screen right now and I just see, now I see vertical rectangles instead of the horizontal rectangles. So, you know, I think this is better, but I don't know. But here's the problem. I can't raise this light up anymore. At least not the way it is right now, because it's literally touching my ceiling. I mean, can I touch it? Oh, I can touch it. I can touch my ceiling right now. Now I'm a tall guy, but like these are low ceilings. So I can't really raise my light up that much because it's got nowhere to go. So what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna lower this for a second. I have on here what is called a tilt bracket that sits in between the light stand and the light, which allows me to tilt the light. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to tilt it low. That way it allows me to get the light higher. So instead of the light being like here to here, now the light is higher up and still pointed down at me. So now we're getting somewhere. I think this is nice. I'm looking at my screen here. I see some nice light on me, and if I'm just looking at camera, I don't think there's a whole lot of glare. Now, like I said before, I'm a fairly animated person on camera. I like to talk with my hands, I move my head around, and when I do that, you can see that I catch some glare. And the reason for that is, again, when I'm moving my head and I look up, I'm catching that eye line with the light, and it shows up right here. You can see that? Now, this is where it becomes personal preference. If you are not someone who really is too animated on camera, if you don't really mind, you know, looking straight forward into the lens, which really that's what you should be doing anyway. It's just who I am, that I look all over. But really, if you're just keeping eye contact with the camera, this is a pretty viable solution, I will say. Now, if you are someone like me that, you know, likes to talk with your hands, move around, look around, and you start catching this glare a lot more, if it annoys you, well, there are still some things you can do to get rid of the glare, or lessen it rather. We can't get rid of it, we can only lessen it. So if we look here, this light is pointed right at me. It is shining down, it is angled down at me, and it's putting really nice light on my face. So that's great. But because that light is shining directly at me, it gives me more opportunity to catch the glare in my glasses. So what if we did something else? What if we didn't have this light shining directly on me? This could be interesting. what if we actually took this light, turned it upside down, and pointed it at the ceiling? What if we did this? Now, if you're thinking, that makes no sense, why are you pointing the light away from yourself? This works for a couple reasons. One, the light that's on you isn't just the light that shines on you. The light that's on you is the cumulative light around the room, or what we call ambient light. So with this light pointing at the ceiling with these white walls, these low white walls, that's the key here. These low white ceiling walls, it shoots the light up, spreads it out, and shines it on me. Now, I will say that because it is less directional, I actually have to brighten this light up a little bit. That's actually the brightest it goes, which I think is actually pretty good. So now this light is pointing up at the ceiling. I'm not looking directly at the light. So really, my glasses glare should be, for the most part, gone. So, here I am talking to the lens, doing my thing, sharing my expertise, and it looks pretty good. Now, I'm looking at my screen again here. I do like the look of the directional light with the light shining at me. I like that look more, but I'm not getting glasses glare for the most part here. Now, if I look up, you do see it, right? You see this? But it's not as defined as when the light was shining at me. And that's because when the light is shining at the ceiling, now there's this bigger bright spot on my ceiling that's what's like throwing the light at me. Because there's this bigger white spot on my ceiling, my glasses can reflect that. But because it's bigger and more smoothed out, the glare is not as harsh. When you have a harsh light pointing right at you, you see every single detail. And I'll demonstrate this for your educational and entertainment pleasures. I'm going to take this light that has no diffusion, and I'm going to point it at myself. I regret this already. I'm going to point it at myself. And do you see all of the tiny dots? Do you see all the LED lights that are on my glasses? You see this giant square that's reflecting on my glasses? That's pretty obvious, because this is a very, very harsh light. There's no diffusion, there's no like filters to soften the light. So this is gonna make a really ugly reflection. Might need a minute to readjust. But this light is very smoothed out. It's very soft. So when I'm looking at the lens, you don't really see the glare. When you look around, yes, you will catch the glare, but it's much more natural, very smooth, very soft, and less distracting. And that's ultimately the goal here. We don't want to bring attention to things that don't contribute to what we're doing. So when we are on video, teaching a course, making a YouTube video, creating social media content, making a sales page video, we are talking about our craft, we are talking about our expertise. We do not need to bring attention to the harsh glare on our glasses. That's only going to distract the viewer. So having a hard light like this, it's not going to look good. It's going to distract your viewers away from your message and your call to action. But having a smoothed out soft light bounced off the ceiling, creating significantly less distracting glare, that is just one step. That's going to put you one step closer in the right direction to not distracting your audience, to keeping your audience engaged and in your world of the video that you're making. So these are really minute details, but they matter. Little details matter. And by no means, if you can't, rig this up, that doesn't mean you shouldn't make videos. But taking an affordable light that you can buy on Amazon and softening it out to make the viewing experience for your viewers that much better, it's a no-brainer. And here's the great thing. These lights that I'm using, these are fairly affordable lights you can find on Amazon. And I actually have a list of gear and list of these lights that you can get for free. The link is down in the description at christiangolic.com/survival pack, the video survival pack to making great videos at a fairly low cost. You can get these lights for, I think this light that I'm using right now, this light wand that's pointed at the ceiling, $120. And if you notice, there's a little filter on it. That's no fancy filter. That's wax paper. Ordinary wax paper you buy at the grocery store. Pretty good chance you already have it in your kitchen. Because these lights don't get hot, you can take a piece of wax paper, tape it to the light, and you just smooth it out and even more. You get rid of that glare even more. It's just so many simple things you can do to improve the viewer's experience, to really just make that better video content for yourself, for your customers, for everyone to enjoy. And that's what I love about making these live streams, these tutorials about simple lighting techniques that help people wearing glasses. It's just a very satisfying fix to a very frustrating problem, I'm curious. What was your favorite lighting setup? Is it with this light shining up at the ceiling? Was it with the light shining down on me? Was it something, did you like the setup with the light in front? I kind of ruled that out right away because it, was obviously distracting. But if you actually like that look, maybe that's the look for you. That's the fun thing. It's something you can play around with. Play around with it, find which setup works for you, adjust to your tastes, and just make your video content. And like I said a little bit ago, these lights you can find at christiangolic.com/survival pack. I have that link down in the description. You can find that, and you get a whole list of really awesome gear that is easy to use, very affordable, and will really get you up and running, making really nice video content. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Check out my website, christiangolic.com, and there are plenty of other videos and resources there for you to check out, as well as this YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe to that. And if you want to chat, and have a casual conversation, you can find me on Instagram at christiangolic or LinkedIn, which I'm on LinkedIn more than Instagram. It's kind of unheard of, but I'm on LinkedIn at christiangolic as well. So feel free to reach out to me, and I look forward to chatting with you. All right, take care, guys.